Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. And first of all, thank you very much for your messages and for subscribing and for trusting that I would be able to help you in your journey. Don't mind my hair, I'm having a bad hair day, so I'm trying to make the best of what I can with my hair. And I think we all do have bad hair days most of the time. So I got a special request that the previous video which I had put about introduction was very general. So they said that, ma'am, if you could make a very specific video about how an introduction should be and put all the necessary points in it. So I decided that I'll do that for you today. And for all my students, special students who have really been following me, a very humble thank you. Some of the students who wrote to me saying that they cannot get to me or they have problems with their internet and they cannot speak or get to me even digitally. So how do they prepare? And just yesterday itself I had told most of you that you can order this book I had written and you will get all the information about this book. And if you need this book, right in the description box you will find my WhatsApp number and you can send me a message and I will send you all the details how you can get your books. Okay, so coming back to introductions, how it should be. So I need to wear my specs because I have made some notes so that I don't miss out on certain points. So first and foremost, always remember what is introduction. Induction means, like you have induction and you have orientation, So induction means giving information or telling you something about certain things. Intro means inside, so introduction means telling somebody about your own self. What exactly are you? So it's kind of a visual, people visually zooming into your persona to get to know what kind of a person are you and how do you think and what kind of an attitude or value system or what kind of a person are you. And believe me, we all have different personalities, we all look different, our thumb impressions are different, our tongue impressions are different, our soul impressions are different, and we are all very different. And a lot of people, what they do, a lot of pageant girls, they go to internet, they look at some old winners, cut, copy, paste their introduction, just put their names there and submit it. So if you are not going to work for your introduction, then don't expect that you will get through, because judges have already heard, seen, felt that introduction and they know exactly where it is coming from. So your introduction has to be so specific that even if you're not in the room and somebody reads out your introduction, they know, oh shit, they're talking about that girl, So it should be so well custom designed, and it's not a one-day job. You'll have to really work on your introduction. It will take about 3-4 days for you to actually come up with the best of introductions you can find or you can create. So let's talk about introduction. So first and foremost, I would suggest that just take a piece of paper and write down everything you can think of about yourself, right from your childhood till now. What has made you who you are, about some special things from school, from college, from your personal life. Just write, because many a times we have this temporary amnesia kind of a thing, where we sometimes forget a lot of important events in our lives. It just goes into our subconscious mind, and unless don't write it down, and most of us don't write it down, and so it just disappears from our instant memory. So it's very important that you just sit, think, write. It could be 3 pages, 5 pages, 10 pages, just don't worry, just write. And then after writing, close your copy, sleep over it for a day, because maybe when you get up the next day you might want to remove something, add something, suddenly you thought of something which you suddenly remembered. So take a day or two to just keep making a rough draft. Now that you have made all that, the second step would be, to go through all that again and see what are the most important points out of those that can actually impress someone or would actually bring out your best version. So maybe you wrote 50 sentences, so today you just took out 20 sentences which you think would make an impact. Now these 20 sentences have to be merged into an introduction which is just going to be 59 seconds, and that is going to be a tough job. So once you have identified what you're going to talk about, what are the things you want to highlight, then comes the format, how an introduction is made. Remember, your introduction has to be finished in 59 seconds, and to get it to 59 seconds, it will take another 2-3 days. I'll tell you what exactly happens, and when I work with my students, I know how tough it is. It takes almost a week sometimes to make a perfect introduction. And now that the time is running out and we have only till 2nd of November for you all to submit your introduction, it's high time you get serious about it and start working on it. Getting the video done can still be easy. You can find somebody to help you, maybe you get a professional help, but बोलना तो आपको ही पड़ेगा. And if your content is not there, and if nothing is impressive, nothing is going to help you, right? So what are the things you have to remember? After you've taken a paper and pen and you've written everything down and you have shortlisted those 20 sentences, now you will find in those 20 sentences, when you are saying them, there are a lot of things which are common. Maybe in those 20 sentences there are 6 sentences which are saying that you worked for something very hard and you achieved something with a lot of struggle. So since that struggle and hard work appears to be common in those 5 sentences, then you can just merge those sentences into one by adding that, I worked hard for blah 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 and actually struggled to be to complete that job, or whatever you want to say. Just merge them so that now the sentences start getting merged and becoming shorter and shorter, because your introduction should follow the formula of KISS, KISS, not that case, but it is keep it short and keep it simple. So you have to merge the sentence and see to it that you don't have too many I am this and I am that and I am this kind of statements. No boasting. So don't have too many I statements out there. Also, that this introduction is actually your first impression on the judges. They are just getting to know you now. Introduction. So it's your first impression, and it better be good, because first impression is the last impression and you never get a second chance to create first impression. So you have to pack your entire important points in 59 seconds. So what are the ingredients? What are the things you need to cover in an introduction? Okay, so it has to be your name. So you have to give your full name. Okay, so your name and your surname, and be very proud about giving your name. Okay, so don't be, some girls, when they don't give their second name, it appears, what, is everything okay? I mean, why she's only giving a first name. Some people have so much of this thing, I'm self-made, so I don't take my second surname. So you have to see what kind of an impression you want to leave. So it has to be your full name. And if there's anything very great about your family background, maybe you've traveled the world being an ambassador's daughter, or maybe you have seen different cultures and an army daughter, or whatever. If there's anything specific you want to highlight, now this is the time that you can highlight by saying that being from an army background, blah blah blah, whatever you want to say. So the first is your name, the second is which place you come from, and don't just simply say I'm from Delhi, I'm from Calcutta. Add some adjective to the place you have, add some very interesting fact about the place you come from. Then also tell them about your academic qualification, what have you done and why have you done. If you are a doctor, why did you become a doctor? If you are a accountant, why did you become an accountant? You can add that value there. Then what do you do in your spare time? What is your passion? What is your hobby? What drives you? Because everybody has me time, so how do you utilize that time? Talk about that. Talk about your values. What values you have been given by your family. What do you believe in? What is your life mantra? You can talk about if you're working for any platform or you're giving back to society in some way, any NGO, any charity, mention that, why you're doing it and how it is helping you to be a better human being. And if you have a very strong story, then talk about your story, because stories do matter. So if there's a story of struggle, a story of bouncing back from something, a story of never giving up, but it has to have a positive ending. It has to show how you came out of that situation. But talk about past only if you think it is going to impact, and if it is something which happened and it turned you into a failure and you're struggling with it, no point talking about it. So no past unless it makes an impact. So if you have a story, you can add that. You can also tell them about your achievements. Whether achievements have to be like merit certificates or some big certificates or awards you have received. Don't just say I participated in hockey and I participated in badminton. We all do. So achievements means that you have won something out of it, right? That. And talk about your special qualities. I'm artistic, I'm disciplined, I'm promising, I am a go-getter, I'm a giver, or whatever. These are some of the things you have to put. Now this is like, you make a sandwich, so this is the filling inside the introduction, and the two sandwiches on both the sides are your manners. That is how you greet them in the beginning and how you leave them with a thank you in the end. So all that comes in between. So another thing is that when you're writing your introduction, don't appear to be very, very perfect. Okay, we all have flaws, but if you just pretend that they've never seen anybody like you and you're a God's gift to humanity, that will appear a little too much. So they must know that you're human. You have your plus and you have minus points, and if you're talking about your minus points, how did you turn that into plus point? Okay, you can talk about that. And you can also talk about how you feel for this country and what contribution you want to give to make this country better, stronger. So these are some of the things you have to keep in mind. And only thing, remember, just don't let them see you as a pageant girl. Let them see you as a good human being, as a perfect human being, as a normal human being, not somebody who's a God's creation, right? Because we all have our plus and minus points. So that is about the introduction writing. And you can use some nice poem if you want. You can use some phrase, you can use some quote. Now these are the things you have to put in, and there is no format कि first नाम बोलना है, फिर जगह बोलनी है, फिर कहाँ से आयो बोलना है. There's no format like you follow in a resume or something. Now even in that, people don't follow a format. So you can put whatever you think is important first and less important things in the end. But remember, your beginning and your ending has to be very, very strong. Your beginning has to be strong so that they leave everything and they look at you, with attention. Okay, wow, she's different. And the ending has to be very strong so that out of hundreds and thousands of girls, they will still remember you, and they should remember you for good. They should remember you. And we remember girls sometimes who are so silly and they talk such stupid things. We remember them also, but we also remember girls who are great. So be remembered with a positive way, something unique about you which they will carry in their mind after they've heard your introduction. Okay, so that is how you're going to make your introduction. And so the first step is to write it down. The second is to give it a body. So make a story out of it. Let one point get to another, up to you what you want to put first, what you want to put in end. You want to put any exclusive phrase, sher, shairi, whatever you want to put. It's all custom designed, up to you. So do that after you have really made a short script out of it. Now comes the time, because when you read it, it will appear that it is 59 seconds. But when you put voice modulation into it, the full stops, commas, pauses, you will see it stretched to 1.5 minutes. Then you might have to merge or cut some sentences. So it will be 2-3 drafts, after which you would realize that when you deliver, it is 59 seconds. And even that, keep couple of seconds here and there. You might want to cough, or you might take a second to start. So keep that time gap also in that. And after you have timed it and voice modulated it, then comes the time to practice. You have to stand in front of mirror, and then you have to practice and see how are you appearing. Do you look convincing? Do you look scared? Do you look confident? Do you look overconfident? Do you look underconfident? Just control and see how you look, and a lot of things will go after that. And practice is very, very important once it is written. And now just writing is not enough, because an introduction is not complete. It is divided in 3 parts. One is the content, one is the presentation, that is the delivery, how you deliver it, and one is the appearance. How were you looking when you were giving your introduction? So now, after you made your introduction, remember it has a beginning, it has a body, and it has a conclusion. Or you can say it has 3 parts. You talk about yourself, you talk about your life, and you talk about your future. So after you've written it down, then comes your delivery. That is your, how do you look, how does your body behave. So when you are giving an introduction, now since it's a virtual introduction, you may not have a mic, so you would be just standing straight and talking and looking straight into the camera. Very important, don't look at the screen, on your, when you are talking, look at the camera. When you look at the camera, it appears you are talking directly to the person. Get friendly with that. And while standing and speaking in front of the camera, don't be fidgeting, don't be doing this, and don't be touching your hair again, don't be coughing. All these are the signs that you are feeling little anxious, or you're feeling very nervous about it. So they should be able to see that twinkle in your eyes. Here is my, that twinkle should tell them, here comes your winner, that's me. Okay, so that kind of a look has to be in your eyes. And have a great eye contact. Now since they are not going to be there, have a great eye contact with camera, like I'm looking at you directly, straight at the camera, so that it appears that you're looking straight at them. And then, as I said, do not fidget with your hands like this. And even if you're holding a mic and you're speaking over the mic, maybe you're speaking, you have a mic, a dummy, and you're speaking over it, see to it doesn't cover your face. Okay, so bring it down so that you can speak over it, and don't hold it with both the hands. It's like a closed body language. So always hold it in your right hand, not in the left hand, always in the right hand. And with the other hand, give that T stance. I can't show you my feet, but I'm sure you all know what a model T stance is, where you stand at 12 and 2 o'clock position with your feet, and put your hand, this other arm and a hand on your wrist, on your waist, and then just pull it back slightly, and just chin parallel to the ground, and a good great posture, as if somebody's pulling you up from here like a balloon. Give a great posture and smile wherever necessary, and give a great introduction. So that is how you would appear. And your facial expressions are also very important. Don't be looking too scared. Look enthusiastic. Samne aa rahi Sunita. Look enthusiastic. Look confident about yourself. And as I said, that looking at yourself, when those people will see, they would know, here is that super confident girl standing right next to us. So that's to be remembered. And the second is, when you are giving your introduction, certain things in your tone and in your voice is very important. The first is, another thing, on your face, don't have that robotic face. So expressions also matter. When you're talking about something interesting, it should show on your face. When you're talking about something exciting, it should show on your face. When you're talking of something sad, it should show on your face. So expressions are very important. And same thing goes with your voice. So when you're talking about excitement, it goes up. When you're commanding, it goes in straight line, or it goes down. So look for some voice modulation tips on internet and you will find them. So don't be, your voice should not be like in a straight line. Hello, my name is so and so, I belong to Delhi, I have done this and I have done that. And don't do that. So your voice has to be going up and down with your emotions. Please don't mug up, because when you mug up, even if you forget one line, you land up in big problem. So just remember your bullet points like a story, okay? And don't use very technical words, something which a common man won't understand. Maybe they are relatable to your kind of work you do, but it may not be relatable to the common man who would be actually looking at your introduction. So talk in common language which everybody would be able to grasp and understand. Also, don't use any slang words like, I love to dress up and my favorite lipper is, so nobody will understand what is a lipper. Just an example, though it will not be in an introduction, but just giving you what a slang looks like. So don't use those kind of slang words which are very common in youngsters today. Don't use those. And also don't come up with the continuity, we call them continuity words like and or all these continuity words which are there to fill up the gap while you're catching to your thoughts should not be there. That shows that you're not in the moment or you're not well prepared. The words should flow out like a river, so that is why practice is a must. And all these things, they create a communication barrier, and when you practice, also see that you're not very loud, so you'll be breaking their eardrums, nor be whispering so that they don't understand. So you have to find what is the tone they can actually listen. Very important. So that was about voice. And now it comes about your appearance, and I've already covered that you should wear something which is figure hugging, wear something which actually shows your body structure, have a little makeup on your face, do your hair well, look well groomed, no unwanted hair on your body, your arms and feet, your hands and feet manicured and pedicured, and wearing minimal jewelry and having a natural makeup. So you should take a look at yourself from top to bottom, that you should look groomed completely. Okay, so look at that. And now coming to the last point, that your introduction has to be very informative. It should tell everything about you. It should be genuine. You shouldn't be telling anything wrong in that. It should be very creative. It should appear that you made it, custom designed it for yourself. It should be memorable so that they remember you once you go away from there. And it should be correct, and it should connect with you. So these are certain points you have to remember. Once again, your beginning and ending has to be excellent. If you win your beginning and end and make it great, there is no way they can ever ignore you. So always remember why you should be remembered with that introduction, and how you should be remembered with that introduction. So why and how are very, very important, and the only way you can become a master is by practicing. Practice makes you perfect. Practice makes you feel confident, and practice makes you stand out. So remember these little things, and I'm sure if you keep these little things in mind, you will definitely come up with the best introduction ever can be. So all the best to all of you. May you all find your dreams. Till I meet you again next time, take care and stay positive and stay happy. And if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do it, and do share with your friends as well. Thank you.